Hey world, it's Tobo. It is July the 9th of 2000 and I almost said 14, but it's 2015. And that was the wrong button. Welcome back to the party.
We're a little rusty.
Good start.
It happens.
Good
it
start.
Happens. Yeah. Well, look, it can only get better from here. So the worst is out of the way.
Yeah.
It's like tripping the moment the race starts.
Yes.
It can only do better.
Yes. So, stuff happened. Drawn did an awesome stream to raise money for going to PAX and freaking nailed it out of the park, apparently. I didn't get to watch it because stuff, but...
It is super long, but it's really entertaining. And one of the cool things about it is that this year a lot of very prolific players were going. KCM and Veery both got picked.
Yeah.
And Drawn obviously is way up there. So this gives us, literally, with Crazy Kaylee going as well, the four players with the most games played are all going to be there. And 5 of the top 8, and a few others too. In fact, we're only a few thousand short of having 100,000 games combined going to PAX this year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy and awesome.
Spirit in the chat asking about the title. I'm just going to sidetrack to tell about this just real quick.
Yes.
The reason I say new school is because, A, this is actually a recently played set instead of the ladder from way back in the day. So there's that. The other thing is we've got the new overlay coming in here. I just want it to be like a little cleaner and sleeker and stuff, so I did that and I like it. And we've got new music instead of the jazz we were doing. Now it's like sort of modern chiptune-y stuff. Which is not particularly new school because chiptunes are old school as all hell, but still, it's new and different.
Yeah, sure, why not?
So, that's just what I called it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cleetose is CSing Kikar. I'm not entirely sure what that means.
Counter-striking? I don't know.
Yes, they're playing CSGO while playing Spy Party.
Computer sciencing? I don't know.
Yes.
Something.
I'm not sure. I'm not
I have
sure
no
what
idea.
that means.
I don't understand your crazy lingo, kids. Okay, I'm over 30 now, so this is all nonsense to me.
Yeah, Kaylee, I also miss the jazz, but all of the good jazz that I used to play, whenever I play it, Twitch would just mute all of the VODs. So
yeah, and we got some cool it's a little digital vibe. I like it. Seems appropriate. It's a fine replacement. I like the jazz too, but its time has passed. It has been retired, I suppose.
Oh. I'm dumb. It's the title. I put CS instead of VS.
Okay.
I'm smart! Alright, we fixed it! Let's cast some Spy Party. Oh no! God damn it.
Listen, people. Listen up. Listen very clearly. Casting is hard. Okay? Really hard. I know it doesn't seem like it would be, because each individual step is not that hard,
yeah.
But there's 50 of them.
I've got, like, all sorts of stuff on both monitors going on right now. So, let me put this in perspective. I am working with 2 1080p monitors. Half of this one is the Twitch dashboard. That's, like, the chat and the title and the analytics and all that stuff going on here. The other half of this is OBS, so I can see what I'm streaming. I can see what the audio levels look like. I can switch between the scenes, and I have my tip jar there as well. So in case anything insane happens and someone gives me money for some insane reason, I can see that. On this monitor, I've got the scoreboard up. I've got warning track so I can see him and the stream can see him, and I've got the game screen going on here. I've also got the music here minimized. I think that's it. So that's what my computer looks like right now.
Yeah, 2 1080p monitors, the rare 2160 monitor setup. Very, very elaborate.
Okay.
Math jokes. Yeah.
So let's cast some Spy Party. As usual, we are starting on balcony. But we've actually got a good mix of maps here. There's a lot of ballroom, which should be fun. There's a good amount of courtyard, too. We've got some gallery in there. This should be fun. This looks good.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if we play balcony at 2 times speed.
Which we are absolutely going to do. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Cleetose on the spy, Kikar on the sniper, in double speed balcony. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Starting things out at the window, so he's got his choice of entry points into the conversation, of course, and as soon as he tries, everyone starts moving and he bails to the end of the window, which gets him low lit.
Cause balcony.
Cause balcony. Alright, so we've got 34% flirt at the window, not in the best position to do the flirtations in CC, but he's able to get his BB off. He's also low lit, so there's that.
But he's gonna. Oh, there's that second flirt. That's a big one. He's gonna need a green though to finish this off, and I think if he gets it, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he needs a green and he needs to get closer.
Yeah, yeah, both. It's pretty much all comes down to this. If he doesn't get the green, all of a sudden his odds of winning plummet.
Yeah.
Even low lit.
He's really going all in on the green here. Yes, you're double speed just because we've. Whoa!
Oh boy!
The bug!
It
didn't work.
Incredible. Wow,
it didn't
impatient
work.
There, impatient. Yeah, we cast balcony at 2 times speed because it's just not that interesting otherwise. In fact, I don't know if you noticed, there were about 5 seconds there where nothing happened here and on 2 times speed.
Love you too, Kev.
It's fun balcony. Is
yes.
The way I like.
Yes, it makes
castable balcony.
It makes the
also,
balcony cast
a huge part of balcony at this point is the timer flirts. And you can't see the timer on the replays. It's one of the rare oversights in an otherwise very cool replay feature.
Yes.
So until we get to see the timer, there's so little analysis that you can actually do because so much revolves around those flirts.
The other thing is that the timer flirting business happened after the replays were a thing.
Right.
So
yeah.
Wasn't able to be put in while he was doing it, and by the time it was necessary, he was doing other important stuff.
Yes, exactly. So, hey,
next one time.
Next one time.
I got that wrong on the scoreboard. That was Kikar on the spy, not Cleetose.
Yes.
So my scoreboard was backwards, which means Cleetose is up 1-0 right now, going into the next team of balcony with Cleetose on the spy for reals this time. Kikar on the sniper in 3, 2, 1. That was the wrong button, but I still played it. I still played it in time.
Casting is hard, people.
Casting is hard. It's okay. We've got
Casting
43% on the flirt. We've got a bug happened. It came off clean.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Cleetose is like, that's how you do it.
That's how bugs work.
Not the way you did it. The way
I'm sorry I doubted you, Cleetose. Oh, man. Good stuff. Alright, so that's the end of the double speed cast for the time being.
Yes. And think of all the time we save that we can now devote to not analyzing the game in between games.
Yes! Alright.
Awesome.
Courtyard 2, let's go. Kikar on the spy, I believe. Cleetose on the sniper in normal speed. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I very nearly went 2 times again.
Yes. Every time you say normal speed, I think of ludicrous speed from Spaceballs. Sadly, not an option here with the replays. Checker, work on that.
Man.
I want to go plaid with these things. I know there's a plaid jacket. That's not close enough.
Alright, so, first thing he did, interestingly enough, is go do his inspects and get highlight, but the bug happens coming into the conversation. I'm gonna have I'm gonna want to have another look at that when the game ends because I'm just curious. But that was cool.
Worth the highlight in this case.
Yeah, absolutely.
And appropriately laying a little low now that he's out to a huge lead.
Yeah, he knows.
And for all he knows, maybe that bug was slightly seen. You know, you gotta assume with a statue visit and then a bug, you're a little worried that maybe you're a big suspect.
Absolutely.
I don't know if he is, but...
Kikar is in quite a nice position for himself. He is highlight, but he has his hardtail done on Courtyard 2, and that's huge. I cannot overestimate the importance... overstate the importance of having a hardtail done on Courtyard 2.
Yeah. Although amazingly, he got highlight for the statue, so he did that thing we always talk about. He did his hardtail while highlight, which is not usually something you want to do, but nice move. But it was very rote highlight, and it was a very slick bug.
So the bug is done, the contact is done, the inspect is done, and we have 34% on the flirt with 1:25 left on the clock. This is looking quite good for Kikar, despite the highlight.
Yeah, really good shape here. Just got to be patient. Remember last time, he was in pretty good shape last time, too. He just needed 1 green flirt, which is pretty doable, and he got impatient and bugged. So
yeah,
he's facing a similar test now where it's not a gimme. He needs 43%, so he's going to need 1, maybe 2. And he's got a minute left. He's got to be patient here. Even highlight. And by the way, so few statue visitors. Look at this. He's the only highlight now.
Yep. Stepping back in, hoping to finish up the flirt here. I believe red test flirt? And then death? What?
Yeah,
I'm confused. Yeah. I want to have a look at that bug again.
I think maybe he was more on the bug than we thought. That's
yeah. I'm on sniper cam. He sets down his statue now.
Pretty visible bug, I gotta be honest.
I'm still waiting for it to come up. Here it is. Okay. There's the... oh, wow. Yeah, there it is. There it is!
His eyes were elsewhere, or he was just waiting all game for some kind of confirm. I don't know.
Yeah, don't know.
But again, I really think the lack of statue visitors just hurt him in what otherwise was a pretty good game. There were no other highlights. There's no one else to wrest attention away from the spy. And as we've talked about so many times, you don't avoid being caught if they already suspect you. They will get you. You will be suspicious. The only way to avoid that is not to become a highlight in the first place, or to have so many others that they can't handle it. And in this case, I think he was just doomed.
Yeah, I think so. One thing I forgot to mention when we were starting the show, I have decided to start doing Tuesdays casts of just me playing random stuff, which I have dubbed the I'm Bad at Games cast.
Yes. Probably a lot of Necrodancer, I'm guessing, yeah?
We just did Necrodancer. I actually beat a Cadence run.
Is that hard? I don't know.
It's like the basic standard character, but on all zones mode. Next week, next Tuesday, I'm going to play Hotline Miami, which I have never played before.
Oh, that sounds like a very castable game from what I see. That looks fun.
Indeed. So, next one. Cleetose up 3-0, stepping into the spiral on Courtyard 2. Kikar on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Too long ago for you to remember what you're thinking. It was like 3 days ago, Cleetose. But I still kind of get where you're coming from. At least I think this was on the 6th. So, starting things off, heading in for the first flirt here, picking up a nice green test on that, so nice little start coming out of him. Nothing crazy as of yet.
And the end of red.
Green test on the BB, which is nice. Having the early BB can sometimes be questionable because of the amount of lowlights it can give off, but that was only a 1 lowlight on the BB, so I'd say that was quite worth it.
Yeah, it was pretty well timed. Really nothing to complain about there. Just taking it really easy. Kind of a standard game, really, where you get things like the BB and the flirt out of the way. You do inspect near the end or as your second to last mission sometimes.
Yeah. Yep, this is looking pretty by the book by Cleetose so far. This isn't like the guy played 3 days ago. It was pretty recent. I'm just gonna check when this game is played until something happens.
Okay, so Revolta there, really weird pathing. We know it's an AI, but Kikar highlights him and is watching him because he's also next to the Amba now. So I think he might be top suspect for that weird little AI pathing he did.
Huh, isn't that
and now
interesting?
He's going into statues. Now he's going into statues. Oh boy. And the pearl light just went off, and Revolta drank a drink at statues too.
Yeah.
Wow. If Revolta doesn't get shot, that'd be pretty impressive. It's really suspicious right now. He's got to be a top suspect, along with the actual spies, it turns out.
Indeed.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's no way for Cleetose to know this, but there's a very suspicious AI who's just looking for an excuse to shoot.
Oh, he gets the right shot, though!
Yep. Wow.
Wow.
I think he thought about it there with Revolta. Several things went off at once. If he'd remembered, maybe he didn't remember the drink as the purloin went off, or just more suspicious of red dress, as it turns out.
Yeah.
But really would have been an excellent opportunity for framing, just no way to know.
Right. So, about the time that these games were played. Because this was on... I found this on the recent sets section of the Spy Party Fans website. I assumed it had been recent. Turns out this was played on July 6th, last year.
Yes. Yeah, there are 2 date fields, and in your defense, I don't always mark them as obviously as I should. There are 2 date fields, the date uploaded and the date played, and they can be very different sometimes.
Okay. So, oops. My bad. I apologize. Kikar did get himself on the board there, though. Now, this should be interesting. I think this is in the days of Known 3 in Ballroom, because that's what we're playing. It's going to be Known 3 soft on Ballroom. Okay. This... Yeah. I am intrigued. Kikar on the Spy is going to be the first one out here. Cleetose on the Sniper. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Crazy Kale, if you want to see me cast Necrodancer, the Necrodancer cast should still be up. I understand that it's not nearly as appealing when it isn't live, but...
Because you don't have the opportunity to distract you through the chat and actually affect the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, the whole reason to watch live is to mess you
up. Okay! I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Let me run back a moment and check on what's going on. That didn't take much. Here. Leaves the conversation, just has a bit of an odd bounce, and oh, he missed a pad. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, nothing too fancy. It's pretty much the only way you're going to get killed if you're both experienced at soft 3 here.
Yeah, that was...
Okay.
That was a thing.
These will probably be pretty straightforward. These are, frankly, maybe even a little less castable than Balcony. Thanks a lot, Cleetose, for liking a weird game mode. But that's okay.
Oh, watch me cast someone else playing Necrodancer. I'm not knowledgeable enough about Necrodancer to do that decently. Also, it's more fun watching me play Necrodancer because I freak out a lot. Anyways, Known 3 soft, Cleetose on the Spy, Kikar on the Sniper, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Alright, really wanted that flirt. Picks it up, 34% on the top for Cleetose here.
Yeah, even in a normal mode game, you usually get the early flirt in Ballroom. In a soft 3, it's sort of a no-brainer. Generally don't want to do the early BB, and even if you decide to, which I advise against in general, the odds of everyone coming together in the time of chaos quickly enough, not likely to happen, and inspects are pretty much the only thing that the Sniper can reliably get you for on soft 3. You're pretty much hoping for a number of inspects so that it's not too narrowed down throughout the game, so an early flirt, pretty much the only way to go.
Yeah.
Unless you want to get fancy or, maybe outthink yourself.
He's up at 85% now. There's 2 minutes and 30 left to play. Lots of time in this game mode. Lots of time indeed.
Yeah, there's a reason it fell out of favor after a while. It became the overwhelming strategy became sort of obvious, which is that you really just narrow it down with a number of people who could have inspected all 3 times. Sometimes 1 or 2 AIs can do it along with the Spy, but between that and the BB, you get it narrowed down quite a bit. So you're really just wondering how many people are going to go to statues, and if only a handful do, and the Sniper's on their game, they just win flat out.
Yeah.
So 95% of the time, the game... It's also not just that the Sniper usually wins. The Sniper usually wins lots of game modes, but the Sniper usually wins by playing the exact same strategy every time.
Yeah.
So it's not even like they can win in interesting ways, or in different ways, or be more or less aggressive. There's just a very clear best way to play. And, that was less obvious, though, at the time, I think. It's a little more obvious now that people played it more.
Indeed. So,
case in point, Seduce is done.
Yeah. I guess we're going to have quite a bit of known 3 soft to cast.
Well, oh yeah,
Oops.
are they going to keep doing this on the other maps?
Well, they
And in the red.
put known 3 soft on Ballroom in the rotation twice. So we're going to be casting 4 rounds of known 3 soft on Ballroom.
Well, it's up to you if you want to cast them or skip them, whatever you want to do.
I think we could probably either skip them or double time them. Your call.
Right. They did give us plenty of games, so we won't lack for games.
That's true. There are 20. There are over 20 in this set. Okay.
Yep.
Bullets.
And he got him, as they usually do. It's pretty hard to lose in that mode.
Yep. So, shall we just assume that they split the known 3 soft games?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I am.
We're manufacturing drama either way, so
yes,
whatever we want to do is fine.
That's true. All right, so Kikar up by 2, coming out of the game mode we won't be casting any more of. Stepping into gallery here, any 4 of 6. We're gonna have.
Like it.
Indeed, yes. This is gonna be a fun one. Big map doesn't feel like it.
Yes. Yes, it's actually just like, this is supposed to be based on sort of like the galleries you find in New York City, Checker said, and appropriately, in any place where the real estate is very expensive, you get a lot of narrow buildings. It's just like one of those old brownstones where you walk up and it's like 20 feet wide, and you're like, how does anyone live there, let alone comfortably? But it just goes really far back and straight up.
Yeah.
You managed to make it work. As long as the architect knows what he's doing, you're going to be just fine. And gallery's just like that. It looks like this tiny little narrow map, but it absolutely isn't. There's depth, and depth means occlusion. Visual occlusion. Things blocking your vision.
Absolutely. And that was like the whole concept of this map, and it was executed quite well. Let's see how this goes with Kikar on the spy, Cleetose on the sniper, with no purloin, which is interesting, and no fingerprint, which is relatively expected. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, even though fingerprint often left off on this game mode, and especially back then when it was new, a lot of people just kind of, until we're really sure what we got here, we're not going to do anything with it. Purloin definitely weird though, because Purloin pretty powerful on this. Easy to miss. A lot of blind spots, a lot of movement. You can get away with Purloin a lot. Big
chance for an early bug he gave away if he felt like chugging there. Like
so many good bug opportunities here.
That's true. You're not usually hurting for bug opportunities.
The AMBA walks by you when you're at the paintings like 3 times every game. So you get the drive-by bug opportunities. And they're very hard to see.
Yeah, a little bit of a collision coming through the doorway, but he handled it quite well.
Because the sniper doesn't have a 360 view or anything close to it, or even like maybe half the map, 180, the drive-by bugs are very powerful because you're almost always facing to the side when it happens, relative to the sniper, so they have to really be watching for it. And again, the pathways are so narrow that the AMBA almost has to walk by you several times.
What would we cut instead of Purloin?
Yeah, I don't know. I will say that Gallery was the very first map where it actually became genuinely difficult to decide what to cut. In a lot of other places, there were a lot of standards, and in my case, it usually became routine after a while. Never became the case here.
I think this is the first map where people would make a good case for cutting the BB.
Yeah, and one of the things I love most about this map is that it actually started a major discussion about that, and there was a lot of disagreement among very experienced players.
There's the bug. That was beautiful.
Some people said don't, and they still go back and forth on it. I think most of the top players have come down on it being reasonable to cut, but not something they always cut. But I think most of the top players cut it more often than not, which is really fascinating because before this map, it was really hard to imagine any kind of map where that ever would have been the case.
That's true.
So this really was the first, quote-unquote, different map, I think, that fundamentally changed the way the game was played between the occlusion and the way the missions play out.
Well, I might argue pan-up.
Yeah, maybe. There's some differences there. Although I gotta say, when I play Gallery, I feel like I'm playing a much different game sometimes. But pan-op is definitely a fair point.
Kikar isn't frickin' doing anything. So, confused.
Yeah, and he got away with the bug, so that's very surprising. At this point, he pretty much has to frame, and it's so weird to get away with a hardtail and then frame.
Yeah. Yeah, this is is a very odd game for Kikar. Real BB in the middle of a traffic jam.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I get that.
So
at this point, you really have almost no hope.
4
I mean, I guess he can
low
try to rush
lights,
these last 2 missions.
5.
Well, he can inspect swap, come to think of it, actually.
That's true.
He left himself just enough time here. I forgot that he'd gotten those inspects in. That gave him an option.
Here's the inspect.
There he is. The most
Here comes
shootable
the swap.
spot. You can get shot just for going there late
he
in
hits
the
the
game.
green swap, though.
I actually kind of like that. I think that's underrated.
Yeah.
I think the body block is very tempting because you want to get out of there, but there's still so much going on late in the game, and you're watching everything so closely with just so little time there. Now, unfortunately, a low light is picking it up. That's really
Uh-oh. He's probably not going to be looking too closely at it then.
He's not.
There's the swap. It's being blocked.
Wow, it happened just as he pulled the statue back in.
He is looking, though.
Oh
no, but the overtime happened.
Oh, wow. I think he wins that if not for the overtime. Wow, if he does it just a little bit earlier. And it did take a little while for that green to get picked up, unfortunately.
Yeah. At the same time, though,
he was not sure enough without that overtime to shoot.
You don't think?
I don't think so. I think you need. Well, he waited several seconds until it had happened. I think he was very suspicious, but I think if that's the kind of thing that he sneaks in just before the deadline, I think he hesitates on the shot. But we'll never know.
I think you're probably right. I think you're
Maybe.
probably right.
I don't know. It's hard to say, right?
It is.
You never know what someone's going to do in the moment, especially because, the thing is the overtime makes you want to shoot.
Yeah.
It really does. A lot of times when you're not going to shoot, you hear that beeping and you just, and whatever.
Well, you have to. You literally lose if you don't do that.
Right, exactly. So who knows? Who knows? But he clearly wanted to shoot. Whether or not he would have pulled the trigger otherwise, hard to say.
So Cleetose is almost running away with this one here. He's been managing to, and because of the way the back and forth has gone, because he sniped first, Kikar always feels like he's playing catch up from the 3-game deficit, which is it's really just he's like a set behind, but it feels worse than if you're a set behind having sniped first, than if you're a set behind having spied first.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think there's been a major disparity in skill. Cleetose has definitely played better so far, but there were a couple games there Kikar had a spy where I think, got a little aggressive, a little impatient. And he was in range to win a lot of those, I thought. In fact, I gotta say, I think he's lost 3 now that have come down towards near the end of the match. 2 with missions roughly completed. So, makes a big difference, yeah.
Well, Kikar stepping into the spy side of things here. Sorry, Cleetose on the spy side of things here. Kikar going into the sniper role, looking to keep this a 2-point match. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Not taking control yet. Decent move on a crowded map like this.
Indeed.
Very reasonable.
Winds up in a very empty conversation here.
That's the kind of thing Fury would low-light you for. Talking in gallery early on like that.
Yeah.
In an almost empty conversation, not even that close to the person next to.
Or would he highlight you?
Yeah, that's a good point. Whatever Fury might do, he also might do the exact opposite.
Yes.
Important to know.
Fury would notice that.
Yes. But yeah,
and probably click on you in some way.
I look forward to meeting him in person and seeing if he's just as mercurial. I think he will be.
Yeah, that will be fun. I'm sure meeting Virafo in person will be quite
What is the
enjoyable.
real-life version of a highlight? Does he, shine a flashlight on me a bunch of times and then just see if I notice? I'll let you guys know.
All right. Well, he's able to pick up a red book and pick up a 51% flirt at the bookcase, which is the first thing he did all game, which is interesting.
Yeah, well, if the first thing you can do all game is actually 2 things, you're actually in pretty decent shape. I love those flirts while doing other actions.
Absolutely.
I think it's underrated. I mean, I know a lot of people do it, but I go well out of my way to try to do that anytime the opportunity comes up. I think it's great.
He is a tad low on time. There's 2 minutes left to play and no mission completions as of yet.
Yeah, although this could be one of those fun games where he does.
The window. This might not come off. No, it doesn't. But he has another shot at it. This one's white, though. He moves
just slightly to the side, too. Saying, I want to be at the window, I just don't want to be that close to you.
Yeah. It's like, no green flirt for you. You have to white.
that hitch step gets him a highlight. That's unfortunate.
It does. Yeah.
It's unfortunate because he hasn't finished any hardtails yet, hasn't actually finished any missions yet. One of the things he had going for him was that he completed parts of 2 different missions and didn't have a highlight yet.
Indeed. IRL Beauty clicks on his evidence too. Gets the transfer done, but jeez, he's only got 1:15 left on the clock and not much completion mission-wise. Stepping in to the statues here for a couple of inspects, but
yeah,
it's looking dicey for Cleetose.
Yeah, he's got to do either a BB or a bug because those are the missions you can get done instantly. And then I guess finish a flirt simultaneously and then inspect, swap. And he has so few options. When you run out of time, there are a lot of ways to finish. There are always ways to finish, but there aren't usually a lot of them anymore.
There is no swap available, but there is Purloin. Really wanted that bug, was not able to get it. Snuggle time, gets shot.
There we go. Yeah, that hitch step earlier, I think it made him a huge suspect. It really did.
Yeah, that was rough.
And it's a shame. I always like those games. I really like casting in particular and thinking about the games where they get parts of several different missions done. Because it's very hard to tell how they're going to combine getting them done in the end. Actually, how much time they have left. Because on one hand, you'll look up and see no missions completed, but you know that they can finish each of them in one quick little bounce. You know?
Absolutely.
So that was shaping up to be a very interesting end, if not for those pathing errors.
It was. God, I love my chat.
Chat's rocking today.
Chat is rocking today. All right, so.
Back to soft 3. Let's get out of there.
No. Yep, 2 spy shots. So.
Yeah, the first 2 are, but hey, they got normal ballroom after that.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
1 for each, and then normal ballroom. Any 4 of 6. We've got Kikar on the spy here with no swap and no fingerprint. Cleetose on the spy side of things. Kikar could really use a win on the spy roll here in 3, 2, 1, playing it. God, I
no
love
fingerprint
my chat.
Again. No fingerprint again, totally normal. No swap, a little unusual. It really does take up a fair bit to have to try to keep track of those statues.
At the same time, though, Toby is not an easy person to track on this map because the angle on the sniper is so low.
Yeah, no, I'm usually the fan of taking off microfilm and keeping swap on, but I definitely think it's usually got to be one of those 2.
It's okay, everything's fine, everything's fine. We're on a pad now. We're on a pad.
I really can't think. I don't think there's any player, regardless of skill set at sniper or spy, any combination where you would want to take off Purloin on ballroom. It's just, it doesn't matter how good you are. It requires so much attention.
Yeah.
The angles are just not there. You really have to leave it on, even if you don't do it 1 time out of 20.
Yeah, leaving the microfilm on is a bit of a weird play. I wonder, maybe Kikar knows that Cleetose marks books. And, okay, that was a weird hitch.
It was. There are a lot of disagreement about this. I almost always turn microfilm off. I think it's pretty hard on ballroom still.
Yeah, so do I.
But I do understand there's a trade-off with the attention paid. I just don't think there's enough, frankly, most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a no-brainer for me. When I play 4 of 6 here, I always turn microfilm off. I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm exactly the same. %85 on the flirt. No other mission progress with 1:45 left to play. So, Kikar moving slowly. Stop typing in the chat and just say it out loud, damn it.
Sorry. Yeah, I was saying they're talking a bit about when you might actually want to leave microfilm. When you might actually want to cut Purloin on ballroom, and they're saying only against hardcore campers, and that's certainly true.
And
but the thing that really gets me about it is that if you camp swap, you're going to be able to camp it effectively almost every time if you just put in the effort.
Oh, that was nice! Oh, that was nice. Did you see that? He covered the in-console bug with the real BB. That was nice.
Big fan of that. But to finish the thought, yeah, it's more like a decision. With Purloin, even if you make the decision to camp it, sometimes the angles just do not cooperate at all, and you can't catch it until much later. So I think even against campers, those are certainly the only people you want to consider it against. But it's just such a big deal, even if you decide to camp it, even if you pay attention.
Absolutely.
There he goes. There's the inspects.
Oh, that was nice.
I think he's going to get away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a play.
I'm interested in something here, which is that there are only 2 highlights at the end of the game.
That's true.
2 highlights. There's 30 seconds left. Okay. One of their highlights is at statues. Can have finished inspects, and the BB's already gone off. And Cleetose didn't look like he was even thinking about shooting.
Wait. That's because he wasn't highlight when he went to statue.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Understood. But still, I'm a little surprised because usually if you're in that scenario, maybe it's just me, maybe this causes me to take a lot of panicky shots. If I only have a couple highlights and there's like 30 or 40 seconds left, I start to get very paranoid.
Yeah.
I start to think, what did I miss? Is it one of these people? Are they about to finish? Because that's about when you finish.
Yeah. I love Catherine's chat. She was saying when he wasn't doing much, he's like, fishing. What's the plan here? Is he fishing for lowlights? Yeah. And then the play happens and he goes, yes, that was the plan.
The plan was
That's a good plan.
It's a good plan.
You know
why we know it's a good plan? Because it worked.
Yes.
Always judge a process by its anecdotal results.
Mission win. Victory. All right, cool. So, Kikar with a chance to tie things up here on the ballroom. Any 4 of 6. Cleetose on the spy side of things with no swap, no fingerprint. Isn't that interesting? In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Come back here, you stupid seduction target.
They really don't cooperate.
Oh no!
Oh boy, what a metaphor, by the way. Standing near each other, but at right angle windows.
Yeah, that was
close to get so far.
That was a tricky seduction target there. She jammed herself in the corner right next to another person. It's like, you're not getting near me. All right, it's time for bookcase flirting. That sounds hilarious out of context. Second at a bookcase with 3. That's an unusual situation to be in.
Yeah, and by the way, very dangerous to be the second even, although if you're not going to be the third, you usually don't get 3 unless you're the second, because usually it's the AI arriving right after you.
Yeah.
But the problem with being the second is that it usually happens very close to the third, and therefore it's very easy for the sniper not to be sure whether or not you were third.
That's true.
So if they're the kind of person who pays attention to it, you could get burned for it, even if you weren't third.
Indeed. Indeed.
But I gotta say, I'm really starting to think that I'm one of the few people who bothers to pay attention to that anymore. I've noticed even some of the really good snipers have just decided maybe it's not worth their time most of the time.
I do it when I still when I play, which is rarely.
I think it's underrated, but the lack of popularity among other good snipers makes me think maybe I'm wrong. I think the survey is out, and most of them don't really pay a lot of attention to it for whatever reason. So maybe I should rethink that.
Hey, don't cave into peer pressure, man.
That's right. Stick to my principles.
Yes.
I have really weird, idiosyncratic principles about an indie game, but they're my principles, damn it.
Also, Cleetose isn't doing much. Just now going in with minute and 30 left for his inspects. Only 34% on the flirt. Not much going on here.
Yeah. Sometimes when we goof around, it's because there's actually nothing to talk about in the game.
Yeah.
Inspects are done. There's something. But the fact that he's got a little bit of seduce done, oh boy. Ew, ice skating, and he gets the highlight for it.
Ah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah. If he grabs a book and gets another flirt in, he'll have a chance to finish this off quick. But look at the highlights, only a few.
Oh, and the pathing coming through
and
there is not
and by the way,
really
it's
help.
a second pathing error.
Yeah.
It's one thing to get highlight for a little pathing hitch step, you don't usually get shot for that. But when you make another pathing error 20 seconds later, the same type of error that got you highlight, that really tends to compound.
Indeed. Well, green flirt up to 85%, but there's only 43 seconds left to play, and I don't know what the plan is.
He's got to BB, dump the book, flirt. He's got to hope that the seduction target...
He's got to hope his low light, and he's not low lit.
Yeah, there we go. All done.
So Kikar ties things up.
Yeah.
We're even at 6.
Not bad. Not bad. And you know, this makes sense. He was playing pretty well as Spy. He had some narrow losses there. He's kept playing, kept doing what he was doing, but just took the edge off a little bit, and he's seeing results now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to speedrun Cast Balcony. Kikar on the Spy, Cleetose on the Sniper at 2 times speed. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I really just wish the Banana Bread were in like a little Alvin and the Chipmunks voice when you play it at 2 times speed. Banana Bread!
That'd be amazing!
Like, come on. Like, that'd be a nice little Easter egg.
It would be.
Come on, Checker. It's not like you got a lot to do or anything.
Green test for 50% on the flirt.
Yeah, not bad.
Takes a drink.
Banana bread.
White BB while highlight. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
That is right now he basically needs to 2 flirt.
But if he can 2 flirt, that's still really hard to shoot.
Yeah,
he
it is.
Shot already.
But if he can't 2 flirt, he's in a really bad position.
Oh, missed it. ST leaves, but if they come back in the right spot, he's still got 1 spot next to him here. It's wide open.
There it is.
Perfect.
There it is. It's the green. It's the 2 flirt. The 2 flirt is real.
Yeah,
boom.
there it is.
Wow.
Cleeto's clearly all over it, but it's just so hard to assume that they're gonna green flirt twice, especially when the second one comes, because the seduction target comes back next to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was a very shootable position, for lack of an actual word, but still a tough one, still a tough shot.
Yeah, it's so hard to shoot on a second flirt like that. Like especially when you haven't seen a possible second flirt earlier on.
In my games, I can only remember it ever happening once. Turnout 8 shot me for it, and I'll never forget it. I don't think it's ever happened other than that, in dozens and dozens of opportunities.
Yeah. All right. So, Cleetose on the Spy here. Kikar on the Sniper, and Cleetose needs to find a Spy win to keep this thing tied. But that's not as hard to do on Balcony as it is on other maps.
Right.
So, without further adu, we shall get this speedrun cast underway in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I mean, it's, you have speed chess, why not speed Spy Party?
This is truth.
Yeah, every game should be played at 2 times speed sometimes.
Yes.
Including races, although I don't know how that would work.
Oh my god. So,
the famed 2-minute mile.
Yeah, 45%. Sorry, 49% on the first flirt there. Leaves at 1:10. No BB yet. Ooh, the window flirt, but it's not gonna happen because briefcase. Everything is awful. Re-enters right next to him. He needs a green. Doesn't get it. 30 seconds left to play. No BB has happened yet.
Banana bread.
BB comes off just... Oh, the wrong guy gets shot. And ladies and gentlemen, we're still tied.
That's the worst feeling, by the way. When you've got about 30 or 40 seconds left, you need to, green this to finish off your flirt.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen. You think, oh, God, now I have to leave and come back. And how am I going to have time to do that without looking suspicious?
Indeed.
In this case, you just need one other person.
Game should happen at this speed.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, why not? I'll tell you what, pathing would be a lot harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The only way to do that would be like to the click move auto path.
Yeah. And
Otherwise
technically,
you just die.
The other guy was more suspicious, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's good enough for government work, and I guess as a spy, he is a government worker, so.
That's true.
Our tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Paying for spies to get other people shot.
All right.
I guess they don't say what government it is, so I don't know. You can project any culture you want onto any spy, so that's cool.
This is awesome. All right.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Turn down the speed. Don't forget to turn down the speed.
Tied at 7. Kikar in the spiral on courtyard 2, any 4 of 6. With no fingerprint as usual. Cleetose on the sniper roll in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Long time before his take control, and he's not in the place he wants to be.
Yeah, that's not good.
I don't even know if he's going to get this window flirt off. He's been there for a while, but he does indeed get it off.
You're There we go. That's big. That's big. Honestly, you can get away with a window flirt, a good window flirt on Courtyard too, especially because there were a lot of people in windows there. So it's a good opportunity. I'm not always a huge fan of it, but it really works here.
33% on that flirt as he steps into statues for his inspects. Gets his highlight for that as well. Catherine with epic puns in the chat.
I love a good pun. I also love a bad pun.
Yes! This is a good point. Stepping in for his next flirt, it looks like. And seduction target says no. So that's unfortunate. Minute and 50 left to play. I think he wanted a bug there. Didn't wind up happening. Quick white BB as he steps into the conversation over there. Ooh, 2 highlights get bumped down as well as a neutral light. That was not the BB he wanted.
That could have been worse. There were 2 other lowlights missed.
Yeah.
I think. So that could have actually been brutal. He lucked out a little bit. He could have given away as many as 4 there, I think.
That's true, but 2 highlights getting low lit? That's rough.
On top of that, yeah, right. It had the potential to be absolutely disastrous. It ended up being just pretty disastrous.
Yes. Just mostly disastrous. Alright, next flirt.
Slightly catastrophic.
81%, so... any flirt now. Well, not any flirt. Most flirts, as long as it's not pretty much as bad as it could be. Worst you could possibly do is 17.
Right.
So
that would be something.
As long as you get 19% or more, you're okay. But we still need a hardtail, and we only have 45 left to play, so... Looks like it's gonna be a purloin because he has requested a drink. Hits the green test on the purloin.
And the end of red.
Fake BB. It was white, and he gets shot for the white fake. Oh no, he was
I like the decision. I like the decision. You know what? There was nobody out of conversation from what I could see.
That's true.
It was actually, for an impromptu fake, because look, normally you wait around for a great opportunity to do the BB, so it's expected that only 1 or 2 people are going to be out, or maybe none. Like that's standard because you can pick your spot. Yeah. But in this case, it had to coincide with the purloin, which means there's really a lot of luck of the draw involved.
That's true.
So for luck of the draw, that was fantastic, but he was already really on him apparently.
Absolutely, yes. So
that actually went about as well as it could have, and he still got shot. So I think he might have been doomed.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there was much way he was winning that if he's gonna get shot for a BB. Well, I guess it depends on how long the purloin chain is. Anyways, Cleetose getting ready to step into the Courtyard 2 spy roll. Kikar on the sniper. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Once again, no fingerprint, but that is standard operating procedure on the ladder at this point in time.
Now, in contrast to Ballroom, you can make a very good case for turning off purloin on this one.
Yeah. Absolutely. But at this point, I believe this was a time where fingerprint was outlawed, or at least effectively outlawed.
Punishable by death, yes.
Yes. As are many things in this game. Very slow start from Cleetose here, interestingly. Like, very slow start.
Yeah, I really don't know as much about Cleetose as I do most of the other players. He stopped playing a little before my time, and I'm not sure if I ever actually played him in a game, come to think of it, which is very odd. But from what I've seen, and someone can correct me if the anecdotal evidence I have is not very indicative, I think he plays a little more cautious, a little closer to Canadian Bacon style than your average spy. Not as extreme as that. He's definitely capable of aggression, but I remember thinking that he was a little more cautious, liked to frame a little more than your average top spy player.
Yeah, I think you're right. I used to cast him a heck of a lot back when I started casting, but I don't really remember all that well because it's been a while, quite frankly. So Inspect is done. No highlight yet. Might be able to pick up a bug on the way out if he can catch Kikar in a bad rotation, but he
Kikar
cannot.
Getting aggressive with the lowlights. He just bumped down several people in a conversation.
I guess he feels like he's behind.
Yeah. But also putting up highlights. He's basically dividing everyone into suspects and non-suspects. You know, 5 or 6 different people got either a highlight or a low light in short succession.
Cleetose's highlight came from the statue visit.
Right.
Cleetose slow starts are my thing, and slow middles.
Right, yeah.
That's amazing. So, 51%
Yeah, I kind of like that,
here.
by the way. I kind of like the decisiveness of saying in the middle of the game, I'm just going to sort of sharpen everything. I'm going to say, this is my group of guys. You know, it's one of them. I'm going to make a decision right now. If I haven't highlighted someone yet, then they're eligible for a low light.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It works out. I mean, it's got its risks, but it works out pretty well, especially if you feel you're behind. And in this case, I think he does feel that because of the purloin.
I think so.
He's guessed correctly, obviously.
Cleetose really hoping for a green flirt here to finish this up. Does he get it? He does not.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
20 seconds left to play. He does not have time to timer flirt this.
And the end of red.
Fake BB comes off. Oh, the panic bug! Oh no! It wasn't seen! It wasn't seen! The panic bug gets away clean! Oh my god, I just rhymed! Yes!
Wow.
I need to see that again. I need to have
every time I see something like that flirt there at the end, I feel a little, like, you know how you get like sympathy pains? I get sympathy stress because I remember all the times where I needed a green with fewer than 30 seconds, because if it's below 30 seconds and you don't hit that green, you're in big trouble.
That
and you gotta do something crazy.
Wasn't too bad. Look at this panic bug.
Yeah.
Like, that's not bad at all. Like,
no.
Because the BB covered it. And look at him just slip through like that. That was actually quite
pretty
nice.
Impressive. I mean, if he's looking anywhere at that conversation, it's over. But he wasn't, and that's pretty good calculated risk. I gotta say, though, I didn't think he was going to use it to cover the bug. I thought he was just going to fake BB, and I was actually just getting ready to compliment him on having the presence of mind that when the flirt didn't hit, to at least say, well, 14 seconds, I got to fake BB right away and try to use a shot. That was very good and calm to begin with, but using it to cover a bug, even more aggressive, even better.
Yeah, that's some incredible game sense on Cleetose's part.
A good decision anyway. Yeah. You know, honestly, even if he didn't go for the bug, it was the right decision to say in the moment, well, I got to do this now. Can't let it go in a fake overtime.
Cleetose. The BB was probably a distraction from the bug.
Probably, yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so skipping back a couple of known 3 soft on Ballroom. It was, I just checked, it was indeed a split. Spy shots all around. So, yeah. Gallery time. Kikar on the spine. He's down again. He doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of time to come back here. Cleetose on the sniper roll in 3, 2, 1, playing it. Relatively slow start, doing some blank painting staring.
Oh, leaves quickly. Oh, that's, you know, again, that's another thing that maybe I watch for more than most people, but that kind of thing, I love to nab people for spending too little time at windows, too little time at paintings. That was a very short visit.
It was a very short visit, but I don't think a lot of people look for that stuff, especially on a map like this where there's so much to watch.
Yeah. The virtue of those paintings, though, really as a spy, is that you can just sit there and plan your next move.
That's true.
I mean, it's actually, I have no problem with someone just sort of going there and wasting a little time and just saying, well, what happens next? And every now and then the ambush just walks by you and gives you a decision you didn't know you were going to have.
That's true. That being said, the selection target has been trolling Kikar pretty hard this game so far.
Right, yeah.
Oh, what? See? See? Stop it! Innocent watch check leads, actually is preceded by a, is preceded the right word? I don't know. He got highlit, alright? That's a thing that happened.
That's the thing, yeah.
51% flirt though. Nice green as he steps in. Wow, that seduction target will not stand still.
Yeah, some people just don't want to be seduced. They're just not interested, okay? Take a hint, buddy.
He literally isn't allowed to take a hint. It's his job to get in that lady's pants.
That's true. And he's halfway there.
That's true.
Close.
He's halfway there. Oh, man.
but it seems so far right now.
Yes.
And it isn't gallery. It's not somewhere where you can chase your seduction target easily, because that is a long
That's
map.
true.
And by the time you get over there, they can just leave.
As has happened on multiple occasions.
It happens a lot, yeah.
Well, let's see if he can two-flirt this. He almost needs it now. Does not two-flirt this. This is a difficult situation. Minute and 20 left to play and no mission completions with no swap active. This is hard.
Yeah, it's you really. I mean, he's got a little room to maneuver because he's gotten parts of 2 different missions done, and he's mostly done with the seduce. But I mean, obviously, you got to be thinking inspect swap, which means he needs to seduce, do something else real quick, maybe green purloin and book it to statues.
Yeah,
something like that.
There's the bug. Yeah, I think that was pretty darn clean as well. Does get his bookmarked, and actually just 1 cycles and puts it down. Quick leave as well. That was an odd little bookcase visit. Coming back for that flirt. She's not cooperating. It's gonna be the BB on a white test, which is not too bad. Leaves, wants, this is not going to come off. Nope, tries to time that and just dies before it can even come off.
Yeah, and again, deprived of finding out how he was going to end one of those games where you have like little pieces. He has all these options. Is it going to be inspect swap or not? When is he going to try to maybe wait for the seduction target to go to statues? Don't get to see it, but we're seeing this a lot these games.
Yeah.
Half completed missions. It's an interesting game choice. It can be very stressful, and if you're not good at it, it'll get you shot a lot. Yeah. But if you can do parts of different missions and you kind of get the timing right in your head, it gives you a lot of flexibility late in the game to jump on opportunities as they come.
Absolutely.
So I think it's a hard skill to cultivate and kind of risky, but if you can cultivate it, if you can get good at it, it can make you very hard to beat because it looks like you're doing nothing all game, and you can really just, again, we talk so much about how the party can come to you and give you opportunities, but you have to take advantage of them.
Yeah, bug.
Right. If you play this way by getting parts of missions done until the end, you give yourself more opportunities to jump on things that crop up in front of you because you have different ways you can combine missions. So risky, but very nice when it works.
Absolutely. Kikar's in a bit of a difficult situation once again. He needs this win, and then he needs a spy win pretty quickly on the heels of it.
Yeah, running out of time. Running
out of time indeed. Cleetose on the spy here. Kikar on the sniper at least. In 3, 2, 1, play it. Okay, I'm listening to the crowd chatter. I'm sure I just heard someone say 45 minutes. Highlight for statues! Alright!
The things people have thought they've heard in the chatter, it's pretty much everything you can think of.
Yeah.
I always think I hear someone say never know. A woman's voice. And that one I'll take to my grave. I'm sure that's in the crowd wall.
Well, it certainly sounds like something that would be in a spy party chat.
Right.
Alright, quick, well not particularly quick, but decent speed, white flirt, coming off the top. 34% on that. That highlight, though, off the top is not happy. He's got no swap active.
Yeah, and what's interesting, by the way, is that, he's not highlighting for statues.
That's weird, because he certainly hit highlight for statue at the beginning.
He did, exactly. That's what's such a bummer. Yellow Jacket, Banana Man, was just the statues did not get highlight. Here's green polka dot right now. She's not highlight yet, at least. We'll see if she is. So, and by the way, if you were ever going to not highlight for a statue when you normally would, the one at the beginning of the game is the one you would not highlight for because it's more likely they got dunked there.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or it's less likely to have been a choice, for example, or a million other things. So it's kind of interesting, by the way, that, you get highlight for a statue, but 4 other people don't. It's just bad luck at that point.
Interestingly, going for the manual transfer instead of just walking with the book over.
Yeah, that's very interesting. You don't see that too much. the only place you normally want to do is when you have blockage from that conversation. But a lot of snipers will smartly highlight just for standing in that spot because it's such great illusion.
Indeed, Cleetose is in a very odd position this game, being highlighted so early on.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, and it ripples throughout the rest of the game.
Well,
and by the way, very easy to rack up way too many highlights on this map, the same way you do on Panop. But you know, they're under control right now, and that's a big deal.
Green BB into Flirt. We're at 78%. We have Red Film. We're about to die. We're about to die. Oh, God.
There it is. Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did I mention my chat is amazing? We're talking about the stuff people say in the party.
Yeah.
I look over, and somebody, and I'm pretty sure it's my brother, has changed his name to Make Your Bed, Tobo. First off, no, you don't tell me what to do. Second of all, the message was, I'm pretty sure Hail Satan backwards is in there somewhere. It always is, which is hilarious.
Now, why would you want to Hail Satan backwards? I don't understand.
Because you can't Hail Satan forwards, because people are going to catch you.
Oh yeah, and I guess that sort of thing is frowned upon even in today's progressive society, right? Okay.
It sounded so sad.
You know, we've got a long way to go as a society, as a people, as a culture, Tobo, so that even Satanists can be accepted.
Oh
anyway, there's a dead man there.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, someone died. Someone died.
Always dies.
I can't prove anything. I'm pretty sure I can, Dupless. You're right across the hall from me. I can just walk over there and see what you're logged in as.
Yeah. Family drama on tonight.
Also, I don't notice Dupless saying anything in the chat now, right? Dupless? Anyway.
Well, it's not that hard. He could easily just open another browser window. Come on, dude. You could fake this so much better.
That's true. Like, right now, Dupless is going to say something in the chat as Dupless. I guarantee it. Alright, let's skip over some Ballroom Known 3. Oh, we had a mission win there. Isn't that interesting? So, Kikar. I can hear him laughing. Yeah, Kikar. Kikar. Nope, never mind. That was Cleetose. That was Cleetose. Never mind.
Probably a lot of people visited statues, if I had to guess, because that's usually how you win, though.
Yep. I can still hear him laughing. All right, so Kikar is in. I think. Wait, hang on a second. Did I screw up the scoring somewhere? I'm confused.
I do not know. I know he's running out of time.
Oh no, it was Kikar. I'm dumb. Yeah, it was absolutely Kikar who got the wins there, so he manages to tie things up. At 11. Yeah. I knew I screwed something up there. Alright, cool. We're tied at 11. I fixed it. I can still hear him laughing. Alright, so, tied at 11. Ballroom, any 4 of 6. If we split this, we're going into overtime. And I'm sure you know what overtime is in the ladder.
Yeah,
for those
stressful
who don't,
and terrible.
For those who don't, I won't hype it up too much unless it happens. But it's amazing. Alright, so, Kikar on the spy here. Cleetose on the sniper. In 3, 2, 1, play it.
Goes to Windows. Ooh, bug opportunity. It's not a great one.
This is not a bug opportunity. This is that. If you bug there, you're just asking to get shot.
Yeah. 3 people with statues early. Ooh boy. Very good news for Kikar.
Ooh, the green purloin off the top.
Wow.
That is.
Oh, and he was busy highlighting people for being at statues.
That is invisible.
The first 30 seconds of this game have gone perfectly for Kikar.
Indeed. Still highlighting people for statues. He has no idea. Purloin has already come off. He doesn't know.
Oh, wow.
Know.
Yeah. He saw some highlights in the vicinity. Blue Danger's getting away with this clean.
He still doesn't know the list is gone.
I don't know. He definitely saw it pull up. I didn't see him react much in terms of highlights or lowlights, but he might just be not sure what happened to it. It was definitely in his view, but that doesn't mean he saw it.
I think now he sees it.
And
which is kind of sucky for Kikar because he was in the conversation that Toby was at.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to get highlight for it, though.
I don't think so. I think
so
Cleetose knows that he was too far behind the curve on it.
Now, Kikar doesn't know this, but at this point, it's like one of those games where if he does nothing, Cleetose is almost certainly going to shoot someone else.
Yeah. Interesting. Kikar puts the blue book back where it came from, all innocent-like. Dude, what's in the chat? Hi, guys, what did I miss? I was away doing things.
Very nice. Very
Oh, my God. That's amazing. Oh, no. Alright. God, I love my chat. This is looking very good for Kikar. 63% on the flirt. He is highlit, but he has the purloin done. He's got 2 inspects done. Only a minute and 15 left on the clock, though. Oh, man. Oh, 97! That is painful. Oh,
that
man.
hurts. I'm, again, sympathy stress over here. Ugh.
Yeah.
Cringing.
Close white. Kikar is suddenly in a difficult situation somehow. He's one of 3 highlights. And not really in a position to finish missions easily. Stepping in for his last flirt and his last inspect.
Still got a chance here.
Yeah,
no swap, though, so he can't do the inspect swap.
He does have a BB available.
That's
as
pretty
long
big.
as the double agent cooperates. Double agent is cooperating. He has another highlight in that conversation. He's going to go for it, but he takes a shot.
Wow. Cleetose, I think it's fair to call that game a comeback.
Yeah, I think so. I absolutely think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that. I'm really surprised. I would have bet a fair bit of money there that Kikar was going to win that game one way or the other, but wow, no, big win. Big win.
And suddenly, pressure's on Kikar to try to bring this into overtime.
Oof.
You hate overtime.
I just, you only live so long. I only have so much adrenaline. I only have so many nerves. It's just very stressful.
It is, but it's also freaking awesome. So, Cleetose in the spiral, playing for a win. Kikar, who has the advantage because he's playing on the sniper role, playing for overtime in our final ballroom game of the evening, in regulation time at least. Any 4 of 6, no purloin. No purloin? What are you doing in 3, 2, 1, playing it?
Sounds like something you would do on a dare.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe he dared him.
Freaking no purloin? What? We'll see how it goes. Leaving in microfilm. Oh, the swap early! He gets highlight for inspect.
Wow.
I haven't seen the swap yet, but this could be a shot surprisingly quickly.
Wow.
Does he see it? He definitely could have. Now he sees it. I think he knows. I think he's just waiting. That is what I am assuming here. He does get a green flirt for 51, but I don't think it matters. Stepping in to statues to finish up these inspects. Kikar playing it patient. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was clean. Because I think if you were waiting, you would have shot for that.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I feel like swap is one of those things that, you know, nobody did here for so long because snipers got so good at tracking it. And then it sort of became viable.
Oh, there it is.
Well,
there it is.
Spoke too soon.
Yep. So, let me explain how overtime works, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. We found the drama. This is a little game mode invented, I believe, by Verifo, called Missions Equals Points. The way it works is you play known everything on whatever map you're on. I believe with the exception of Fingerprint because it's banned currently.
Right.
You play known everything, and the amount of points you get at the end of the game depends on how many mission completions you had. No 10-second timer or anything like that, mission completions. So, if you, like, swap, think you got seen, and then panic bug before he can shoot you, that's another point if it comes off.
Right. So there's a whole level of strategy here that just does not apply otherwise.
Yes. Which means that, quite often, the player who plays second has a little bit of advantage because he knows exactly what he needs.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a significant advantage, really.
Yes.
And not only that, but, you know, it also means that certain things like the bug are almost always last, because you can just crash bug at the very end and you get credit for it. So if you make it the last thing you do, for example, you definitely want to do your soft tails first.
Just run up and hug the ambassador. So, Missions Equals Points will be played on Courtyard 2 with Cleetose starting. So, Kikar's on the advantage here. He's been behind the entire game, and being able to pull it back in, pull it back actually in Known 3 soft ballroom is when he pulled it back. Suddenly, he's in a position to take it away if he can win Missions Equals Points. Let's see what Cleetose puts up in 3, 2, 1, play it. And the AI dumps him at statue with another party goer. How bad a start can you get on Missions Equals Points?
Yeah,
that is brutal.
That's pretty rough.
It's a green swap! What are you doing? I think that must have been a misclick because he didn't inspect first.
No, he broke an animation.
And then he broke an animation. Oh god, oh god.
There's one thing about this, about aggression.
Oh, and then he couldn't get back to the thing, so he's picking the statue up.
He's fishing alone.
Oh no, but here's the thing, he should get the inspect.
Right.
He does get his inspects off, so it's going to be 2 points almost definitely, because I don't think it's going to get shot before this swap comes off. Because pending doesn't count.
Right.
Oh, the low light, what?
Yeah.
What?
Here's the thing. The aggressiveness is actually not that ridiculous because if you shoot the wrong person, they get credit for all 6 missions. So even if they're 95% sure of your swap, they're not going to shoot right away.
No, where did that low light come from, though? Because just now the swap came off.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just like something about the cut of his jib. Who knows?
Fake BB. Cleetose is going off his rocker here. Green purloin. What?
I don't know. I don't even know if this is deliberate or what. But here's the thing: almost nobody practices missions as points. It's really there's no real meta. You can do some crazy stuff. Nobody knows how to play it. Nobody plays it reliably. You know.
It's true. And there's the real BB coming off. Purloin guest list still hasn't actually happened. There's the bug. Hasn't even bothered flirting yet, and he's gonna be able to.
Yeah, this is
minute left to play. Kikar takes the wrong shot, which means Cleetose gets max points here.
Wow.
Oh man. Oh man.
You know what? We talk about, you know, here's the right way to play this mode, but it's just not a mode people play that much.
Yeah.
So, you know, honestly, just kind of going crazy. There's not as much downside to it as there normally is. There's not a standard way to play this mode.
Yeah.
No one's practiced at this mode. Even Viri, who I think invented it.
Here's the thing. I think the thing that happened was he saw him at a statue with another person next to him. and then he saw him back at that statue again with a person next to him. So he's like, there's no way. I think that's what was going on in his head, which is why the low light happened. Oh, man. Okay, so here's the position. Suddenly, Kikar has to get 6. But Cleetose can't afford to just guard one mission the whole time, because what if it's the last mission?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, it depends, right? Though you can't guard bug that way,
right?
For example. But there are certain things like swap where you can see someone pick up a statue, and you can shoot them before they swap, even if they swap immediately.
Yeah.
You could do something like that.
So
I don't know.
I think the plan, I'm not... Hey, Manators, it's good to see ya! I think the plan is guard swap and purloin and ignore everything else. I think that's the plan. So,
we'll see.
Advantage Cleetose. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the score to Kikar 0, Cleetose 1. No, Cleetose 6. Sorry. And I'm going to update the scoreboard as we go. Ladies and gentlemen, missions equals points. Kikar on the spy. Cleetose on the sniper for all the cards. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Oh boy, oh boy.
Banana bread.
BB comes off, that's 1. It was green. Whoa, low lights. That's not necessary, Cleetose, but it's
you definitely don't want a low light. There's just no point to it. And honestly, at this point, you know, do what you do with hardtails normally, right? You see a hardtail and you're almost positive you saw it, so you shoot. Yeah. Just make it 2. Be positive you've seen 2 hardtails. Yeah. Then shoot. And there's a red test purloin. It's so hard positive, but there we go. That's one of the very few things that would actually make you shoot early at this situation, and that.
Oh, that's a rough way to lose.
So not as dramatic as I'd assumed the tiebreaker would have been.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. Final score 11 all. Missions equals points score 6-2 for Cleetose.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. And that brings us to the end of the show. Now, for those of you who weren't around at the beginning, there's a new overlay and there's new music because I can't find good royalty-free jazz, so I'm just gonna play other stuff. It's working so far. I like it. The other thing is I'm starting a new thing on Tuesday evenings at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, called the I'm Bad at Games cast. Last Tuesday I played Crypt of the Necrodancer and was bad at it. Next cast is going to be Hotline Miami, which I have never played. So, should be fun. That will happen on Tuesdays at 8 and sometimes on Sundays at 8, depending on if I have anything going on the Sunday at 8. So, that's a new thing that I'm going to be doing. I hope people like watching me do not this, but we shall see.
Yes.
And I believe that's all we've got. So thanks to everybody who came out to watch. Thank you to Warning Track, who came to cast with me again. Thank you to all the hilarious chatting that happened. No, I'm not in PST. I'm in Eastern, Catherine. And until next time, this is Toboshi and Warning Track. Signing off.